everyone, and welcome back to Academically. I'm so happy to have all of you here with us once again on our podcast. I am Sunidhi Shahi, your host, and I'm really excited for today's show as we have our guest Kiran ma'am with us. Ma'am, it's a pleasure to have you here with us. And guys, also to let you know, she is a KAPS qualified and also has done her Doctor of Pharmacy. So welcome, ma'am, and thank you so much for joining us.
Hello everyone.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I just would like to start with the first question. Would you like to tell our audience about the KAPS exam? Like, what is it, how difficult it is, and how long did it take you for the preparation?
So as far as KAPS is concerned, I would like to say that it's not a very difficult exam. It's not something that it's not out of the box thing. And if you're studying around 3 hours daily for a period of 3 to 4 months, then I guess they're enough to crack the exam, as long as you're preparing smartly.
Okay. And ma'am, also, how's the question pattern?
No, there's no negative marking. And you have two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. And I believe most of the students who are already applying for KAPS, they know that in paper 1, the major is pharmacology. And in paper 2, you have therapeutics and you have calculations. And each paper comprises of 100 questions. There's no negative marking. You have an option of flagging the questions throughout. Like if you don't know the answer of any question, you can flag it and you can come back to it later to check your answers or to think about it. And but it takes around, like you can say, 5 hours 30 minutes to complete both of the papers. In between two papers, you have a gap of an hour gap in between, and it's your choice to take that hour gap or to not take that hour gap. You can avail it or you can just directly jump on the paper 2. But in my advice, you should take the hour gap because it actually helps you to get into the form, and you can go and have a cup of coffee and relax and then come back and take your paper 2.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the information. So, ma'am, how was your journey in clearing the KAPS exam?
I would say that my journey was a bit difficult because obviously I was doing it sole through myself, and I did not have any support like we are providing students, like Academically is providing students. So yes, it was difficult, and I'm a mother of 2 kids, and one is school going, one is at that time obviously she was not even an year old. Mm-hmm. So, and as you know, this was my very very first year in Sydney, and the climatic changes affected me at least badly, and they still are. So yes, it was quite difficult for me, and as I said, that you need 2 to 3 hours, a constant period of studying, and for that it's for me those hours were the late night hours. Like I used to start studying after 12 a.m. at the night, and I used to study till 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and then I used to wake up in the morning and send my daughter to school. So it was like that. So I would say it was rather difficult.
Yeah. Okay. And now, any tips and suggestions that you would like to give to the people who are preparing for the KAPS exam?
Of course, there can be a number of suggestions, but the few which are very important is that throughout this journey of KAPS, you're going to find a lot of material. So I would suggest, do not confuse yourself with so much of material which is all gambling around you. You would get not a one file of recalls, you would get like around lots of files of recalls, and not everything mentioned in that file is correct. Because this is students who are preparing. How do you get the recalls? The students, you get it through students. Like the students give the exams and they come back and then they give the recalls and then they give the questions that they had. So obviously we are humans and there's a chance of error always, and we should respect that fact that not everyone can deliver exactly the right thing. So do not confuse yourself with a lot of material. Just take 2 or 3 files and just take if you're studying through a book, if you're studying through Lippincott, if you're studying through CPR, so just stick to a few things. Do not confuse yourself with a lot of material. And yeah, that I would really suggest to the students, because then they get nervous and then they get anxious that okay, I have so much of material to study from, and I would not, because a lots of questions are coming. If I say that if they're coming from your common sense, yes, they're coming from your common sense. Most of the things you're knowing because you're studying thoroughly, so you're knowing them. But studying from a lot of files make you think, oh, I just saw this in this other file, and that can actually not be correct. So yeah, I would just ask them to stick to few things and just give a thorough revision, as revision is very important.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, also, what is the biggest mistake aspirants often make, which interferes with their preparation? What do you think in that?
I think that would be the same mistake. One thing they do is that they rely too much on recalls. While I was preparing, I saw certain, students, because obviously those who do not have any guidance, they join groups. So, they always ask that, are the recalls enough? So no, the recalls are never enough. You need to go through a thorough study procedure in order to make sure that what you're studying is correct. Once you will study thoroughly, so you will be doing the recalls easily. So this one question, that are the recalls enough? No, this is not the strategy. They are not enough. You need to go thorough study. Then the second question, gathering up too much of material and trying to go in a lot of detail. If you will try to go in a lot of detail, then that's not going to help you in any way. So you need to study smartly. You need to know certain things, and you do not need to know certain things. So it's better if you study smartly rather than studying extensively.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
One key is to follow that you do not need to go in details. The topics which you see like they're not coming, skip them up, because as we know that pharmacology is about drugs. It's not about it's not much about the diseases. It deals with basically the drugs acting on your body. So you need to focus on that rather than the mechanisms happening in your body, or rather than the diseases. You need to focus on the drugs.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your answer. And I'm sure, a lot of students will get help from this. So moving forward to my next question, ma'am, according to you, what are the most important topics that one should address while preparing for the KAPS exam?
There are a couple of topics which make up around like most of the paper. That's like cardiovascular system, very important. You need to go through it thoroughly. Central nervous system, and then your antibiotics, antimicrobials, and obviously since the paper 2 comprises of the SUTIX, therapeutics and calculations, so some portion of the SUTIX is also very important. And then you also need to focus on the calculations, because your paper 2 comprises of around 12 to 15 calculations, minimum on the 10 side and maximum on the 15 side. So yeah, but mainly to focus, from 70% of your paper is from cardiovascular system, central nervous system, autonomic nervous system, and majorly your antibiotics. The other topics, the minor systems, the hormonal medications, and GIT, respiratory, you have like just one to two questions. So I would say that even like now here comes the thing, that if you even just go through the recalls, you can cover those things, but you need to go through the major systems of your body.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. So moving forward, I would also like to know that do you really think and do you believe that getting experts help or coaching is necessary for KAPS aspirants? And if yes, then like why?
Actually, this thing depends upon the kind of individual, but it is necessary in this sense that it saves a lot of time. If I would say about myself, I suffered from a lot of searching and stuff. But if you join an academy, you're going to get the material which would be more than enough for your preparation. Plus, you would get the guidance, a day-to-day interaction with your teachers, which obviously gives you a sole chance of asking more and more questions. And that again, if you will take a lecture, or if you would take something on the daily basis, that would actually put things in your mind in such a way that you won't be requiring a lot of revisions. And of course, as I said, a proper guidance, a proper mock exams, proper recalls, these are the things which will obviously make you very much, which will obviously prepare you for the paper and kind of save a lot of time. So people who are under guidance, they can definitely prepare in a more efficient way, except for those who are not in the guidance. So as I said, that for CAPS you need to study smartly. So for smart preparations, Academy can always help you better.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. I think that's a very true answer, that if you are getting a coaching or expert help, obviously it will make everything better because you are taking somebody's help, and it will obviously serve you in a better way.
And the thing which most of the students are struggling from is time.
Yeah.
So it saves your time, because you do not have to actually search for the material, because you're getting the material, you're getting the things. So it saves a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely.
And when you're having an interaction with the teacher on the day-to-day basis, so that makes you almost, you can say that almost makes you understand the topic completely in a go. So you do not need to put extra efforts, a lot of efforts. Obviously, understanding level is there. You need to understand, you need to know the things, but you're getting the information from your teacher, and I guess that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, 100%, ma'am. Of course, it makes a lot of difference. And, we were interviewing a lot of students, and they have also said that, with all the courses, all the study materials, all the recorded lectures has helped them a lot in passing the CAPS exam. And it is mostly the recorded lectures, the mock test that has been given by Academically that helped them a lot. Yeah. So, ma'am, moving forward to my next question, do you also believe that Australia has the best opportunities for healthcare professionals, like in terms of salary, lifestyle, working hours, everything?
Yes, it does have, because with the growing demand of skilled healthcare professionals in Australia right now, and as you see the skilled occupation list, the demand for retail pharmacists, the demand for hospital pharmacists, the demand for even industrial pharmacists is increasing a lot. And that's why a number of candidates are even applying for Australian immigration right now. So yeah, their wages are better, their wages are good, particularly if you become a hospital pharmacist, and work-life balance is very good. You do not have to work on Saturdays and Sundays, which, like in our country, you can say everyone has to work on Saturday as well. Saturday is a full working day in India, I believe, and Saturday is full working day in Pakistan as well. So yes, there's a great work-life balance, and there are a lot of opportunities coming up.
Yeah.
There are a lot of internship options open right now. And as the demand is increasing, there's definitely a pressure on the Australian government to hire more professionals. So it's the right time. The people who are on it right now, I believe it's absolutely a right time for them.
Yeah. So, ma'am, as you are also a trainer in Academically, so how do you think Academically is helping the aspiring students to achieve their dream job?
I believe Academically is doing a great job, and I'm not sure how other academies work, but with Academically, the amount of time teachers and the team, the Academically team, the administration, the teachers are giving to their students is a lot. And they're available 24/7 for the help of their students through the Discord platform, for answering their questions, for dealing their queries, whether it's regarding their paper, whether it's regarding their immigration process, whether it's regarding on how to apply on different forums. So I believe they're doing a great role in that way. And also Academically is helping the students to take the process from start to the end. So I guess that's a great help.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your answer again. So just coming to my last question, would you like to tell something to the aspiring candidates for CAPS? Because these days, students take a lot of pressure on themselves, by managing how to manage the time, how to manage the questions, how difficult will it be. So any last message from your side who are going to attempt for the CAPS exam?
Yeah, I would just say that relax. The first thing is that you need to relax, and just give your best, just do your best, and then just leave it. Because taking constant pressure won't help you. In fact, it would actually trigger your anxiety and nervousness. Just go through what, even if you're not preparing it through the academy, just, or if you're preparing through Academy, then just go through your material. Do not serve a lot of material, do not serve a lot of files. As I said again and again, you're going to get a lot of material from everywhere, so just don't dig into every file. And just stay concentrated on one kind of material and go through it, study it, give your best, relax, do a nice revision of whatever you have studied. If you have covered the major topics, and for instance you haven't covered a lot of small tits and bits, then do not stress about it. It's not an exam which you need to take, in which you need to score high. Ultimately you just have to pass the exam. This is the criteria, you need to pass the exam.
Right.
So for passing, you have to clear every section, and you need to score passing 50% in every subject, you can say, or in every section. So even if you are like answering half of the MCQs in every section, you will definitely crack the exam. And study daily. If you are skipping some days in between, then try to manage those hours on the next day. Like if you skipped today, you're not feeling well for some reason, and you didn't study for 2 days in between, then try to give more time on the day you're studying the next day. Make a timetable for yourself. Make a timetable that you're going to cover this topic in this week. You're going to make the notes, and then you're going to do this. By the end of the week, do the revision of that topic. If you're planning to cover central nervous system in 1.5 weeks, cover that, and then just do a revision of that in the last topic. As I say, that revision is the key. And if you're not going to do a revision, you're not going to memorize anything. So just cover one topic, do the revision, and then jump to other topic. And between that, relax. Do not stress yourself. And definitely you're going to crack your exam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your knowledge about the KAPS exam and inspiring a lot of students. And of course, I'm sure that a lot of students are already inspired by you, and they are going to crack the KAPS exam with all their hard work and dedication. So to all of you, the listeners, where you are going through this journey or now, or even thinking about it to take it later on, we hope this podcast helped you. So thank you for being here, and until next time, stay inspired, keep going for your medical dreams, and contact Academically if you need any kind of assistance. And thank you so much, ma'am.